In the unforgiving realm of the lands between, their journey to become Elden Lord can prove to be a solitary quest. That is, unless you have ever been graced by the famed Knight of Assistance, Great Horned Tragoth. Before we venture into the lands between, here's a quick shout out to AOA.com, our sponsor. If you want runes, items, armor, and weapons right now, you can get it from these worthy Tarnished, and by using the code in the description, you can get 3% off, courtesy of the Inhuman one. Tragoth willingly offered his aid in a number of challenging encounters, including the battles with Star Scourge Radahn, the Magma Worm Makar, and the Draconic Tree Sentinel, many of which prevented access to key areas needed to advance towards Lanedale, the capital city, or other hidden truths. Donning his signature Bull Goat set and Giant Crusher weapon, Tragoth was a nearly indestructible ally who sought only to aid his fellow Tarnished. His altruism was well known, and his numerous selfless endeavors earned him quite the reputation. The item description for the Bull Goat armor reads, Tragoth is a famed Knight of Assistance. Countless Tarnished, facing adversity in the lands between, have survived thanks only to the Great Horned One's aid. Although many would simply accept Tragoth's helping hand without question, I chose to dig a little deeper and discover the true reason behind his amicable actions. In a land where the singular goal was to obtain ultimate power, tactics resulting in self-preservation reigned supreme. So why would a Tarnished with such immense strength and potential choose to help others in lieu of the alternative? Tragoth's massive weapon of choice, the Giant Crusher, provides a hint towards his motivations. The flavor text reads, a hammer made from a boulder, used in the war against the Giants, one of the heftiest weapons in the entire lands between. After the Giants were quelled, and man turned against man in violence, this weapon was all but forgotten. Man has grown feeble in comparison to his forebears. Interestingly enough, this colossal weapon provides two invaluable pieces of information. First, it reveals that the original use of the weapon was during the war against the Giants, which provides us with a timeline. Second, it tells us of the treacherous times that followed the war, and how mankind pit themselves against one another in pursuit of power. If we are to assume that Tragoth was the original owner of the Giant Crusher armament, then he was present during the infancy of the Age of the Erdtree. Not only that, but he survived the war and witnessed man's descent firsthand. Once the common enemy had been defeated, mankind looked towards one another and saw not allies, but enemies. Sadly, the cyclical violence that defined humanity in our world was ever present in the lands between as well. In an act of defiance, Tragoth rejected human nature and set out on a quest to aid his brethren in their journeys. Unfortunately, Lady Tanith had marked him for dead, and Tragoth would be hunted down by a vile Tarnished eager for a reward. Despite surviving for years untold, Tragoth's life would be brought to an abrupt end by the hands of his fellow man. It seems that no matter how much time passes, the wretches of humanity never seem to lose their stranglehold on the benevolent. What will you do in Tragoth's absence? Will you choose to take up arms to protect your fellow Tarnished? Or will you choose to serve yourself in solitude? And that's all for this video. Until next time, it's the Inhuman One signing out.